Investigators tonight now saying mom knew more than she ever let on to police.
As part of a plan to rob the boy's mother, Williams told police this was all the 14-year-old's idea. The reason why? Williams said the boy's mother, identified as 25-year-old Shavon Williams, is a, quote, well-known drug dealer who flaunted money on FaceTime calls with the 14-year-old.
You see that?
Yeah.
You seen it?
Yeah.
When?
I can see this.
No, open that up. What, you know what I'm saying? You see what's inside of there?
Wait. My J chain on. Mom, I thought you said the chain's gonna wait until Christmas. And you lied.
You said you had to wait till Christmas?
Yeah, that J with the lightning on it, you said until it turned Christmas.
It ain't done yet. It's still getting made.
Bro, you lied to me.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. Then the first time you said if it turned Christmas, it would be done.
They taking longer on it so they can make sure you like it.
This was a botched robbery that turned into a ransom case. 7-year-old Jamal White dragged into a car at gunpoint last Friday when 3 would-be robbers did not find their intended target. One of the men arrested said it was all the idea of a 14-year-old boy. Williams was arrested and charged with 3 felonies for being the driver last Friday. A 14-year-old boy and 38-year-old man were also arrested. Williams claimed Jamal's mother was a known drug dealer who flaunted her money. Williams drove his girlfriend's Jeep. The other 2 brought guns, but when they did not see Jamal's mother, they went to his father's house to rob him instead. Surveillance video shows the 14-year-old and 38-year-old jump out of their car with guns drawn. When Jamal's father ran inside, they grabbed the boy. Video from a neighbor captured his screams.
Now that the motive has been revealed, that Jamal's mother was allegedly the intended target, a lot of folks online are saying the internet might owe Jamal's father an apology. Remember, early on, people were quick to speculate that he may have been involved in his son's kidnapping. It got so intense that Jamal's father took to social media to defend himself, writing in part, "First I set it up, then my brother kidnapped my son. Now I'm wrong for leaving my son. I know I messed up. Y'all don't got to tell me." But now with this new information coming out and the motive being revealed, some are saying that he might deserve an apology. What do y'all think? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Now, moving forward, let's get into today's video, because since the motive was revealed, even more questions have come up, and now we have the answers to some of them. Keep in mind that various news stations are covering this story. Because of that, each outlet may report different information from the criminal complaint. That's why I've taken the time to compile everything to give y'all the full picture and help answer the questions many of us have had since this case broke. Now, some of the new information includes the alleged connection between Jamal's mother, Shavon, and at least one of the suspects. Now, according to the criminal complaint, Jamal's mother was having FaceTime calls with a 14-year-old boy involved in the case. And during those calls, she was allegedly flaunting money. Now, based on that, the 14-year-old boy, according to 25-year-old Corey Williams, orchestrated the plan to rob her. We're also going to get into the number of times the kidnappers allegedly called her phone, how law enforcement tracked them down, and what led them to Jamal's location. And for those wondering why Jamal's mother was arrested, that's going to be revealed too. You'll also hear what authorities are saying about her role and how she allegedly impeded the investigation. So first, let's go ahead and get into this.
Year-old Milwaukee boy.
Yeah, that kidnapping sparked a statewide Amber Alert. Tonight, court documents indicate the mother impeded the investigation. 12 News Hannah Hilliard live in the newsroom for us tonight.
And Hannah, those new court documents reveal a chaotic chain of events.
Certainly, Deanna and Blake, the new court documents are for the first time pointing to a motive in this case. Police say the mass
masked men who snatched little Jamal White held the boy for ransom, demanding money and jewelry from his mother. And investigators tonight now saying mom knew more than she ever let on to police. Dramatic new details in the abduction of 7-year-old Jamal White. Prosecutors say the motive was to rob his mother, Shavon Williams. They believe Corey Williams conspired with another man and a 14-year-old boy, targeting someone they considered a, quote, well-known drug dealer. When Shavon Williams wasn't home, they went to 61st and Eustis to rob Jamal's dad instead.
They jumped out right here.
What unfolded next was terrifying. Surveillance video shows the boy on his bike. When people in this white Jeep jump out, one, appearing to be armed, tried to follow Dad into the home. The other chased Jamal up the driveway. The kidnapper eventually returns into the frame with the 7-year-old in his arms, putting him in their getaway car.
If you have any information, just please call authorities. We just need him home safe.
A criminal complaint says the little boy heard the accused abductors talking to his mom on the phone and, quote, heard his mom say that she was going to come and pick him up, but she never came. When investigators questioned him, he, quote, teared up during the interview because his mom did not pick him up. That same criminal complaint says the kidnappers demanded $100,000 in jewelry in exchange for Jamal. In total, investigators believe the suspects called Jamal's mom 40 times from 7:33 p.m. Friday to 2:39 a.m. Saturday, all while police searched for him and a statewide Amber Alert was later issued. A just unsealed search warrant says Shavon Williams, quote, repeatedly refused not only to provide a statement, but also to disclose information regarding the kidnapping of her son. Quote, this impeded the police investigation.
Oh, my Lord, they got him. That's him.
Police did eventually find the 7-year-old in the home where they found suspect Corey Williams hiding in the attic.
Hannah, an arrest report obtained by 12 News indicates the mother was arrested at Children's Hospital on Sunday and is in custody on a probation violation.
Right, Deanna. And to be clear, at this time, the mother is not charged in connection with the abduction, although that search warrant does point to her lack of cooperation with police during the massive search for her son. Also, you may notice mom has the same last name as that charged suspect, the district attorney not revealing whether the two are related.
And more to come from this investigation. Hannah Hilliard there reporting for us. And we should add that the little boy is safe and is in custody of Child Protective Services.
So now all of this is starting to come together, at least from the investigator standpoint. What they have outlined is that Jamal, the little boy, he teared up because he believed that his mother was coming. She didn't come to pick him up. Now, they allegedly wanted $100,000 from her in jewelry. And you also heard that they called her private at least 40 times. Now, a lot of folks have been questioning, well, how did they get her number? As you heard, she would allegedly be on FaceTime calls with the 14-year-old boy. As far as what her connection is to the 14-year-old boy, that has not been revealed. Even the 25-year-old Corey Williams, who is charged, although they both share the same last name, you did hear the news lady where she said that prosecutors will not reveal whether or not they are related. So that is still online, despite online speculation that he follows her on social media. He has liked some of her photos, and I'm referring to Corey Williams. And because of that, many are saying that they are related. They could potentially be cousins. They could potentially be siblings. None of that has been confirmed by investigators. They will not speak on it. Now, you did hear that they said that she impeded the investigation because she refused to provide a statement or information related to the kidnapping, and it impeded the investigation. Now, they did state that she is currently in jail, and there's been a lot of talk and speculation about what is she in jail for. Is it tied to the kidnapping? Well, now you've heard that she's currently in jail for a probation violation, and she's not charged in connection with this case, although investigators say that she did impede the investigation. And if you watch my video from yesterday, then you know that I covered that, but this now confirms that. Now, as far as Jamal, they did go ahead and state that he is still currently in CPS custody. Okay, so now listen to this news clip.
the 14-year-old's idea. The reason why? Williams said the boy's mother, identified as 25-year-old Shavon Williams, is a, quote, well-known drug dealer who flaunted money on FaceTime calls with the 14-year-old. As of Thursday night, she is not charged in this case. When Williams, the 14-year-old, and a 38-year-old man in the Jeep did not see her, they pivoted, chasing at the boy's father with handguns before taking the 7-year-old boy and driving away. The complaint says Corey Williams then called Shavon Williams nearly 40 times between 7:33 Friday night and 2:39 Saturday morning. The trio demanded $100,000 in jewelry in exchange for the boy. The complaint adds the 7-year-old boy told police he heard his mom on the phone say she'd come pick him up, but never did. Milwaukee police found the boy and Williams Saturday afternoon near 39th and Lloyd. Police used a database to track the Jeep, which had been seen elsewhere with license plates. It's owned by Williams' girlfriend, who led police to him. Prosecutors say Williams then confessed and named his 2 accomplices, who are not yet charged. Meanwhile, a search warrant for the 14-year-old's home says Shavon Williams was uncooperative and left the scene as detectives were looking for her son. It goes on to say her actions, quote, impeded the police investigation and slowed investigator efforts to quickly and safely locate and recover the boy from his abductors.
So the significance of this news clip is that investigators outlined that they used a database to track the Jeep. Now, remember that there was the white Jeep that went to Jamal's father's house, as they said. When the white Jeep was there, they had removed the license plate. However, they were able to spot the Jeep somewhere else where it had the license plate. Now, once they were able to run the tags, get the owner information, they tracked the owner down, and she turned out to be the 25-year-old Corey Williams. It was his girlfriend who ultimately told investigators where he was at. Once they arrived at his house, then they were able to recover the little boy, Jamal. Now, they did say that, again, Jamal's mother did not cooperate with investigators, but she's not currently charged in the investigation. Now, you also heard that 25-year-old Corey Williams, he is the one who confessed to this and who had given the authorities the other parties involved, the 14-year-old, and he's putting the blame on him in the sense that he's saying, well, the 14-year-old is responsible for orchestrating all of this because the 14-year-old knew Shavon and that the 14-year-old boy would be on FaceTime with Shavon and she would be flaunting her money, and he is the one who ultimately came up with this plan. And then 25-year-old Corey Williams and a 38-year-old man who remains unidentified as of the date of this recording, which is July the 18th, they came up with the plan and went over to the father's house. So drop your thoughts below and let me know, what are your thoughts about this? Now, I've seen people have been speculating about, why she would be on FaceTime with the 14-year-old boy. Again, that has not been confirmed who he is, if he's related to her, if she knew him or what. As far as the 38-year-old suspect, that has not been confirmed. But if you listen from yesterday, what the authorities did say is that they do not anticipate making any additional arrests. So according to them, the 25-year-old Corey Williams, the 14-year-old juvenile, and the 38-year-old man is all of the suspects at this time. After all of this, Corey Williams, the suspect, he did appear in court today. Now, keep in mind that Corey Williams, although he has named the 14-year-old and the 38-year-old, they have not yet been charged, but he appeared in court today. And when he appeared in court today on July the 18th, 2025, he had a cash bond set at $100,000 with no contact order in place for Jamal White and his father. So if the suspect, Corey Williams, is able to make bond, which is $100,000 cash, the only conditions right now that are publicly known is that he's not to have contact with Jamal and his father. So drop your comments. What are your thoughts about this? After he's gave a full confession and said, yes, I was involved in the kidnapping, we saw the kidnapping on camera, he now gets $100,000 cash bond. Whether or not he can make it, that's unknown, but it's the fact that his bond is set at $100,000 cash. Drop your thoughts. Of course, at this time, it does not appear if Corey Williams, the suspect, makes bond, that as a condition of the bond, it does not appear that there's a no contact order against Shavon Williams, which is Jamal's mother. And it could be because she's currently still in custody on a probation violation, as you heard earlier. Now, her mother did make a status, and all she indicated in that status was, "God, I'm trusting you." In response to that, Jamal and Jamal's father commented with these emojis, just the praying hands. Now, he did make a status on his page because if you recall, Jamal, which is the twin brother of Jamal, he is currently in custody. If you haven't watched the video, please be sure to check it out, and I'll link it in the description. Now, in his status, what he said is, "Being mature, I saw the news of my son shooting because of anxiety about seeing somebody in the neighborhood he didn't recognize the next day after the kidnapping. I need somebody to notify that man and tell him I am sorry as a minister for what he went through that day. I understand why he would have a bad taste in his mouth. I talked to my son and we requested for God to forgive us. His feelings come first, so we will have to deal with the consequences. Somebody tell him the dad and Jamal apologize for his terror. Mel is not like that at all. Peace." So this is the father requesting for, someone to just reach out and tell him that they apologize for the actions of Jamal and that's not his character. Drop your thoughts below as far as how you're feeling about this case. And please do not forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel.
About a week ago.
It sparked a 24-hour desperate search for the boy. He was eventually found safe at 39th and Lloyd. As 12 News' Hannah Hilliard explains, the suspect disputed the evidence in the case.
For the first time,
State of Wisconsin versus Corey Williams.
One of the accused abductors in court. Corey Williams charged with kidnapping 7-year-old Jamal White, setting off a statewide Amber Alert.
Williams enlisted the help of a 14-year-old to develop a plan to help him rob somebody who he believed to be a local drug dealer.
A complaint and search warrant indicates the alleged drug dealer is Shavon Williams, Jamal's mom. Investigators say when she wasn't home, the suspect driving this white Jeep Renegade went to the dad's house near 61st and Eustis to rob him instead. This video shows one man chasing the dad into the home, another following Jamal up the driveway, snatching him and putting him in the getaway car.
As the driver, you could have easily said, "Don't take that kid. Don't bring that kid in this car." You didn't do that.
This search warrant says the abductors took the little boy to a home here near 39th and Lloyd, where he watched cartoons and played Legos. It's also here he heard his own mother talking to the suspects on the phone. Police say phone records document the kidnappers calling the mother's phone upwards of 40 times. They were demanding, quote, $100,000 and jewelry in exchange for the child.
How do we know all the details of this? It's because the defendant himself told us.
Corey Williams in court Friday, at times shaking his head, even challenging the court commissioner.
What you also said to the police is that when the mother did not meet you guys to pay the ransom, for a little while, you thought about hurting that kid. Those are your words in the criminal complaint.
That's a lie.
Okay, well, it's on tape. And we'll find out if it's a lie or not.
Clearly, y'all didn't watch it then.
Ultimately, the abductor's bail set at $100,000.
All the criteria met. When we know the numbers and what the numbers say, something should have been said and done immediately. I don't believe that a 5-hour window was what was needed, not when they had the information at 7, not when there was witnesses, not when they had the footage.
Neighbors in Milwaukee are demanding transparency. They feel like there was a lack of urgency when issuing an Amber Alert this weekend for Jamal White. Lighthouse reporter Ryan Jenkins spoke with Lorian Carter, who is raising those concerns. He also takes a closer look at the criteria for issuing an Amber Alert here in Wisconsin.
So even though Jamal was found and is safe, there's still a piece of you that feels Milwaukee police dropped the ball, specifically in terms of the Amber Alert?
Yes, specifically in terms of the Amber Alert.
Concern mounting on Monday
2 days after an Amber Alert for missing child Jamal White was canceled. The 7-year-old found safe near 39th and Lloyd in Milwaukee after police say he was abducted at gunpoint on Friday night.
The footage, if anybody has seen it, was gripping. It was heartbreaking.
Doorbell footage provided by Jamal's family shows the moment a white Jeep SUV believed to be the suspect's vehicle drives past. Moments later, you hear Jamal's cries for help.
You heard a child screaming for his father.
The video quickly made the rounds on social media.
My immediate reaction was, where's my Amber Alert? If this happened just 2 hours ago, where is my Amber Alert?
One viewer asking TMJ4 News, can you find out why it took them 4 hours for an Amber Alert, please? The city wants answers. Jamal was reported missing by family at around 7 p.m. on Friday. On Monday, Milwaukee police told me they requested an Amber Alert from the Department of Justice at around 9:22 p.m. that night, after an investigation to gather all the information necessary to make that request. The Amber Alert was issued just before midnight, more than 2 hours later. The DOJ website says in order for an alert to be issued, an abduction of a child 17 or younger must take place, and that child is determined to be in danger of serious injury or death, and there must be enough descriptive information about the victim and the abduction for police to believe an Amber Alert could help find the child.
All of these were met when it was reported that he was taken by gunpoint.
Lorian worries the lack of urgency she witnessed in Jamal's case is part of a bigger problem.
We know that, as you said, it took almost 5 hours to release that Amber Alert, and what we're witnessing, there is a term for it, and it's called missing white child syndrome.
She's calling for a review of protocols and for transparency, saying Jamal's Amber Alert should have came faster.
For anybody that doesn't know, 75% of all child abduction tragedy happens within the first 3 hours of the tragedy. Our children shouldn't be less protected because of the color of their skin.
Reporting in Milwaukee, Ryan Jenkins, TMJ4 News.
Another question we received from several of you is why TMJ4 did not appear to mention the Amber Alert that morning. Here's an in-depth look at what's required and what happens when an Amber Alert is issued. In this case, around midnight, television stations, including TMJ4, were sent an automated...
Jamal's abduction, but family just happy to have him back.
He's seen all of us there. We all got to see him. We all got to say, we love you. He seen we all was there. Yeah. So he looked at us and we said, you okay, cousin? And he said, yeah.
Community, while thankful for law enforcement, also giving credit to one another for bringing Jamal back to his family.